はい。
Welcome to the 5th bonus episode of the FanyuFanme Podcast. Each bonus episode in the There's a Global Pandemic series focuses on a key Yuzu event that has happened since the cancellation of Worlds 2020. This month is the 2-year anniversary of Yuzu's Skate Forward video released near the onset of the pandemic. And since we are currently enjoying more priceless additions to Yuzu's White Wall series, thank you, Citizen, it seemed the perfect time to remember where the wall, it all, began. So let's look back at May of 2020. The world was reeling. The Fanyus were reeling. And then, to save our sanity, Yuzu arrived to skate for us while wearing shoes indoors.
せーの。
There's a global pandemic, and Yuzu is wearing shoes indoors. It's been 2 months since the ISU's soul-crushing, but thank you for pity's sake, how long did you need to wait? Cancellation of the 2020 World Championships due to the coronavirus. And while we would have normally been in Yuzu radio silence during these months anyway, when you also take away our ability to gather, go to the grocery, see our friends, and have toilet paper, we're gonna need some Yuzu to balance things out. It's only fair, universe. It's only fair. Yes, we got a Minasama, Konnichiwa, Hanyu Yuzuru desu message. But while it was Yuzu, and thus we were grateful for every second, it had a bit of a hostage video vibe to it. I half expected him to hold up that day's newspaper and send some kind of child of a diplomat secret hand symbol to assure us he was unharmed. The most reassuring part was how he kept glancing diagonally downward. Clearly, Pooh-san was holding his cue cards for him, because you can't expect Yuzu and Pooh-san to social distance. But then, we got a glimmer of hope in the form of a seimei pose from another Japanese figure skater. I don't know who she is. I'll admit it, I don't follow figure skating unless it's Yuzu. Because whatever sport it is that Yuzu is doing isn't the same thing these other people are doing. But the Japan Skating Federation has been tweeting videos of skaters and what they're doing during the quarantine. And this skater, who I don't know but want to send a contactless present to now, struck a seimei pose at the end of her video to challenge the next skater. First, she's lucky Yuzu didn't quad axel in from the side at being challenged to do anything. Second, all the Fanyus clutched their hearts and fell over as if he did. So the countdown began. But the countdown to when? We were dealing with Twitter thread time, layered over Japan time, layered over someone throwing on sweatpants to get up and push a tweet button time. But every layered second was 1 second closer to seeing Yuzu. At least we assumed. The JSF would have gotten some serious backlash for just throwing out a Yuzu pose if they had nothing. Luckily for the JSF, because we need somewhere to funnel our rage with so little going on with the ISU right now, many hours later, Yuzu surfaced. Good job, JSF intern, for finally knocking on the right door in Toronto, Sendai, or Wapakoneta, because the Where in the World is Yuzu game has had some serious ante-up lately. While other celebrities sent out videos of how they quarantine julienne vegetables, quarantine sit on the edge of their unmade beds, or quarantine plant their gardens, Yuzu said, "Chigaimasu! Hanyu Yuzuru desu yo! Kaneki ni kata!" and gifted us a Yuzu program retrospective with the most Yuzu things he could give. I am certain I pronounced some of that Japanese wrong. Not one blank white wall, but two. Subtext: if you think you're going to figure out what country I'm in right now by my walls, think again. People seriously were disappointed that they couldn't get any clues from his walls to tell us what time zone he's currently in. What did they expect? A video of him in front of a window looking out at Tokyo Tower? Or an evil billboard in Toronto? If you've been to the area where the cricket club is in Toronto, you'll know what I mean. Please always keep your doors locked, Yuzu. All black clothing. Subtext: don't worry, I'm still able to get Woolite Darks detergent through Kroger ClickList. I'm sorry for all of us that were holding out for the purple pants of sin, but I'll take Yuzu in all black every time he wants to give it to me. The zipper was close enough to an exacting seam of white, but only because we're in a pandemic and it's desperate times. I'm gonna need you to get the full-on UA white seam out of that load of dark soon, Yuz. And skating. Subtext: surprised. Some people were disappointed. They had really hoped the time had come when he would peel back the veil and show him playing Monopoly at the kitchen table with his family, or going through his manga collection. Subtle tweets started appearing. We don't always have to see you skating, Yuzu. You can just share with us your daily routine. Honestly, guys, I think that is his daily routine. Some of us Zoom call, some of us pack groceries, some of us write grants. Yuzu comes up with the most dramatic way to curl his fingers as he exits a room, and God bless him for this essential work. Yuzu literally gave us Yuzu in a box. Forget that frail little ballerina who spun when you opened the jewelry box. She has been upgraded. Now it's two-time Olympic champion, winner of men, Yuzuru Hanyu. At any time of day, you simply have to click on the link, and Yuzu will enter the room and spin for you. And trust me when I say he will do it again, and again, and again, and again. And you don't even have to worry about his spring breaking. Well, maybe just a little. While most of us were waiting for another perfectly tactful, positive message of Minasama ganbarimasu yo, with secret hopes of him talking about earphones or demonstrating his watermelon smashing skills, Yuzu was plotting out yet another way to blow our minds. What I wouldn't give to see his brainstorming list for what he was going to do in this video. I'm sure it was color-coded with a multicolor pen. Green: this is what everyone else is doing. Orange: this is what my fans expect. Red: this will rank up there with the I see you too gif. GIF. So yes, Yuzu skated for us. And not just in one video, but 3. Because, he's Yuzu. Go big and hashtag stay home. He didn't do it by covering his kitchen floor in dish detergent or ice cubes, which I attempted by dropping my entire ice maker bucket on the floor. No, he skated for us in tennis shoes. And yes, much to the dismay of many fans, he was wearing them, gasp, indoors. Honestly, if he had done the video in bare feet, we would have been panicking that he was going to twist an ankle. If he had done it in toe socks, we would have passed out from the preciousness before he even made it to the Romeo and Juliet 1.0 pose, which took us down anyway. I do appreciate the determination to find something, anything, in a video with white walls and black activewear to analyze and freak out over. But if we're talking about freaking, there was something far greater than indoor tennis shoes. There were, wait for it, 17 different hairstyles. That's right. Yuzu not only gave us the beginnings from his last 17 programs, he changed his hairstyle to match each one. The moment Yuzu came on the screen for Let's Go Crazy, you could see it in his eyes. This was what I wrote in red and highlighted in purple. The thing they most want to see, and I'm benevolently giving it to them. Let's Go Crazy, by the way, has gone the way of Shoulder Scandal 2018. What is your problem, Prince? I mean, I know Prince is no longer with us, dearly beloved, but whoever put the kibosh on Yuzu being able to even show archival footage of skating to that song needs to get a clue to what a compliment this was instead of getting all stingy because you're bringing me down way more than the elevator. But back to the video gift that keeps on giving. Within minutes, there were new GIFs, sketches, screenshots, comic strips, paint with diamonds templates, even blog posts. Shameless plug. I'm sure somewhere someone has already cut out the pattern for their Pooh Bear to have a matching Yuzu quarantine zip-up jacket. I mean, you thought we were nuts before. Put us in quarantine with nothing but time and the internet, and watch us all slick our hair to the side and go crazy. But it's not just your average Fanyu who's been desperate for content. Newspapers in Japan had front-page exclusive stories about Yuzu's video, the likes which could only be compared to when he won his second Olympics. There were full, multi-page spreads with screenshots from each program. You could probably clip them out and create your own Yuzu flipbook. There's a project for my next Sunday, Monday, or Fervin day in quarantine. Some of the world's finest photographers were told, go watch that Twitter video and screenshot a pose from each program. Hayaku! It's Yuzu in black in a blank room. And one of them will probably win a Pulitzer for photojournalism. The Olympic Channel put out a picture of a full community ice rink and hid 10 tiny Yuzus amongst the crowd. How many Hanyus can you find hidden at this ice rink? This isn't the Yuzu Japanese learning group photoshopping sauce across Yuzu's chest to teach 20 people katakana. This is the Olympic Channel. And I hate to break it to them, but we've been playing the how many Hanyus can you find hidden in a random kid's Twitter for years. Quarantine or not, we got this.
完成です。
For many of us, Yuzu was the only human we had with us during the pandemic. I wonder if he had any idea how critical his video would become to the Fanyu existence. Probably. I mean, he is Yuzu. But I also wonder if Yuzu was ever amused by his videos when watching them back. Surely the dramatic re-entrance of the LGC hand brought a small smile to his face when he saw it the first time. Because I still scream with laughter every single time I see it. And how many takes did he do of each program until he was satisfied? I'm going to guess at least 27. I mean, he is Yuzu. So thank you, Yuzu, for gifting us with this most iconic piece of sanity-saving Yuzu cinematography. You are welcome to wear your shoes in our homes anytime. But only you. Because, I mean, you are Yuzu. Topics for future bonus episodes still waiting to take the ice include Yuzu's decision to keep his jacket on to save the world by withdrawing from the 2020-2021 Grand Prix Series, his triumphant return to the 2020 Japan Nationals, where he exhausted the Fanyus with his awesomeness, and even the infamous Scream on Ice. If you don't want to miss any future bonus episodes, Make sure you subscribe to Yuzuru Hanyu as my emergency contact, the FanyuFanme Podcast. Or you can always find FanyuFanme on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Redbubble, YouTube, or the official website with the blog that started it all at FanyuFanme.com. Come back for the next bonus episode of There's a Global Pandemic, the series where our hearts are with Yuzu, but even they know to still stay 6 feet away. The FanyuFanme Podcast is a Back to the Forest production.
Back to the forest? Just kidding.